Welcome to the ET-197 how-to for our PLC garage door project. Okay, in order to do our garage door project, we need to go to Canvas and put two files on the desktop or somewhere where you can find them. You're going to need to have garage1.csv and garage door 1, and it's going to be an MGP file. Here I am in my Seymour Micro, and I'm going to open up my garage door 1.mgp project. So there we go. So that's all we need to do. Everything's done for you. Okay, we're at our Do More Designer. So let's open up a new file. Let's make a new file. New file online. And it found my PLC, so I'm going to connect. We're going to set the clock and everything. We got a clean one. That's good. So let's go ahead and let's import our element documentation. We're going to go garage 1 CSV. And we're going to go to Tools, Documentation Editor, and we see that we have everything. So we're going to go back to Main. And we need to go to Configure. And we're going to use Do More Protocol. And it should be 38400. Good. So now we can communicate with our PLC. So the first thing we're going to do is go back to our lab, and we need an up push button and a down push button. So we're going to utilize, so let's go ahead and open up our edit mode. So we're going to use a DLX0. Yep, 0 is going to be our up button. And we're going to set CO. Okay, that's going to be our up command. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and use DLX1. That's going to be our down button. And we're going to set C1. Good. Okay, before we get too far in, let's go ahead and accept it. And let's save our project as garage door. We'll call it garage door 1. Okay. And now what we need to do is we need to reset them. So neither one of these could be on at the same time. So if we get a C0, we're going to reset C1. And if we get a C1, we're going to reset C0. Okay, that should work. So that way we can't keep them both on at the same time. Okay, let's build our up motor. And it says from our instructions, if the up push button and the control 0 is on, and we have no obstruction sensor and no up limit, our up motor is going to operate until we hit the upper limit. Okay, so let's go ahead and add our motor, DLY10, and that's not actually a 10, that's an octal, and that's DLY8. So a lot of these elements are in octal, and a lot of them are in decimal, depends on where they're going. Okay, so here we're going to put in our control relay, and let's go ahead and use our obstruction sensor, DLX4. Okay, and we're going to make him normally close, because if we get an obstruction, we want to stop the motor. And once we hit the up limit, DLX3, our upper limit's going to turn off our motor. So that's good. And it has one more thing that it wants us to do, is turn off our control relay. And I'm going to go ahead and go to our reset 0, down motor control, up. Good. So what I'm going to do is do an edit, insert, row after cursor. And I'm going to go ahead and put another relay in. I'm going to go ahead and use our up limit that should shut our buttons off. Good. Good, good, good. Okay, so let's do our down motor. Okay, so we're going to make him DLY11, which is not 11, it's actually 9 in octal. So we're going to do C1. Again, we don't want an obstruction, so we're going to do, oops, we're going to do a DLX4. And remember, X's are ins and Y's are out. And we're going to use our down limit. And our down limit is a DLX2. So let's put in a DLX2. DLX2. Good. That's our down limit. Okay, now let's take our DLX2 and we're going to use it to reset our down motor controller. So we have our up limit. We're going to take our down limit and go ahead and put it in DLX2. Oops, we need an open. DLX2. Good. And that should be good. Okay, let's take care of our obstruction sensor flasher. So we're going to go to a DLY2. That's going to be our indicator. Y's are out, but error lamp. Good. So if we get a DLX4, our obstruction sensor, we're going to get an error light. So it asked us to go ahead and flash it. So let's do an ST4, which is a 1-second flasher. Good. So let's accept, save, write to the PLC for right now. Good. Okay, let's do a final check and setup here. So we should have saved, accept, and write to the PLC. So let's go see if we're in run mode. Yes, good. And let's go ahead and turn our status on. Good. And let's just go back and double check and make sure our numbers are okay for our communication. 38.4, do more protocol. Good. And that should be enough. Okay, let's take a look at our CMOR quickly here. I went to zoom, or edit, excuse me, view, zoom, and I zoomed to 300%, make it a little easier to see. So let's take a look at this switch. This is an indicating switch. So I've got a push button and a lamp. So the indicator is going to go on when the up motor's on. Okay, and I was able to change the color just by going through. And we have down, which is going to be the same as up, just different colors and different things. And this is just a standard indicator. And this is going to be an indicator, our motors. And this is going to be a touch switch, a push button. So we could touch it from the screen. And we have an up limit and a down. And these are toggle so that we could hold them in one place. And then here's our obstruction, which is just a alarm indicator. So let's go ahead and send it to the project. Send it to our PLC. or actually ROYT. Good. So that's pretty much it. And this is looking good. So let's try it. Okay, let's test our garage door. So first thing we need to do is we need to reset everything, but let's go ahead and up our garage door and our motor's on. And once we hit the up limit, it's off. Good. Let's turn them off. Let's go down. And our down motor's on until we hit the down limit. Perfect. So let's go up again and hit an obstruction. And we have the error light. Perfect. Let's turn him off. Stop our motor. And let's go down. And let's hit another obstruction. And we've got an error. And let's turn it off. And let's go ahead and reset the limit. Good. Everything's working.